So actually, it was very accidental. My parents are very normal middle class people. My mom's a nurse, my dad works in a shipyard. So I've never been exposed to anything close to the lines of entrepreneurship. It really happened out of desperation.
Desperation.
Yes.
Can you tell us more?
At 18 years old, when I was supposed to enlist in the army, my goal and my dream was to become a military officer. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to become a military officer. I wanted to sign on to become a general in the army, right? Unfortunately, in the first week of my enlistment, I actually had a brain hemorrhage, and I actually had a stroke, and it paralyzed me on the left side of my body.
Death has always been a certainty.
That's what I like about Angjolie.
It has to be a celebration. Endless topics that we can talk about.
Dying to meet you.
Welcome to my podcast.
But first week of army, I was sent to the hospital, and I lost complete sensation as an 18-year-old boy, and I couldn't move my fingers, my legs. I lost sensation. My face started drooping as well. It was a very, very scary period of time, and I was a very fit individual, mind you, right? So it wasn't like I was unfit. It just suddenly happened, and just like that, all my dreams got dashed. I was down PES to PES E9 L9. Basically, that means you're the lowest PES. You can't even run. You're not allowed to, right?
So you were assigned to office duties.
Yes,
I guess,
I was assigned to become a clerk, right? And I was on 6 months of MC, and during the period of time, I had to relearn how to pick up a piece of paper again, right? And I just want to share with you something, like to give you some context, right? Previously I was a national weightlifter, right? Wow. So I was representing Singapore in weightlifting, and I used to lift thousands of kilograms, right? And there I was trying to lift a piece of paper, right? So
such a contrast.
yeah, exactly. I was trying to because you got a pinch, right? So it was like trying to hold a piece of paper up, and I was like, I couldn't even do that. Thinking back, it was tough. Yeah. So that dream of weightlifting was dashed. That dream of becoming an army officer was dashed, and I was like, what is there to do? Like, I was a guy with dreams. It wasn't like I didn't have dreams, right? But that got dashed. And one day I decided, why not I try to use what I have for something else, right? So I went out, I attended, saw a brochure for a seminar. It was Robert Kiyosaki happening to be in Singapore. I happened to attend the seminar, and I was like, wow, it was a whole new realm, right? Of people making money through investing through Amazon, and I was like, wow, you mean you can make millions of dollars? What? I went for that seminar and I was mind blown. I didn't even knew this realm existed, right? I thought it was, go get a degree, get a job, make 3,000-5,000 a month, come back, pay your bills. Like that was what I thought life was. And here I was, and I was whoa, right? And I decided, why not I use some of my energy and brains to try and make money, right? So I started picking up books, I started attending investment seminars, started learning from mentors, and everything changed.
Yeah, I mean, to think of you losing half the body sensation and then learning to pick a piece of paper, and then after that being transformed.
Yeah.
So I think it's also what perhaps God's way of guiding you.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Definitely.
It was a hard stop, right? It was a hard stop. I was set on my own ways, but there's this saying in the good book which says, you can try to plan your own ways, but God's ways are always greater, right? So one of the biggest takeaways that I've gotten from that incident was that everything happens for a reason, and that reason is to serve you, right? So if a door is closed, something bigger and better is coming.
Oh wow, I love that. I think yes, to have physical ability, it loses that physical ability. And look at you now. I believe if you tell anybody that you had that moment in your life, nobody's gonna believe
Absolutely.
it. Right.
So just to share with you, so after I had this entire thing, after I had the stroke, and I had to give up Olympic weightlifting, which was the sport that I was doing, slightly different. Olympic weightlifting is the Olympic sport where you do snatches and clean and jerks, if you're familiar.
Yeah.
right? So I couldn't do that anymore. So I was like, okay, cool, I still want to go to the gym. So I decided, okay, cool, why not, if I don't lift crazy heavy weights, why not sculpt my body, right? Like, why not look like a Greek god? So
You are.
that was the whole idea, right? Maybe you can insert a picture. I can send you some.
Please,
right?
yes,
Right,
and
I'll send you
then,
some
and
nice
then we
photos.
can you'll be able to see that, because we always joke like in Chinese there's a word I always say, I got Italy, you got six pack, I got Italy, right?
Sure.
So in Italy, in Chinese it's called Italy.
Italy, yes,
Yeah, it's like
yes.
one big lump.
No, you look amazing as well. What are you talking
Oh
about?
man, I wish I have
Yeah.
that discipline. I think this is something that I would like to learn from you. Like,
Yeah, I became a father and I got pregnant with my wife. if you know what I'm talking about, right? Like the food was so amazing and stuff, right? Yeah, especially that 1 month. Oh man, it was amazing. So I got pregnant with my wife. Put on a whole bunch of weight. Wasn't very disciplined at all. One day I looked in the mirror and I was like, yeah, this is not me, right? Like this is just not me. I was in the gym. I used to go to the gym. I used to exercise without purpose. I think a lot of you will understand and maybe relate. You go in there, you get in the motions, but there's no goal, there's no purpose, there's nothing you're working towards, right? And I call it playing football without a goalpost, right? If you're playing football without a goalpost, you have nothing to aim towards. There's nothing to win, right? And so I realized that, hey, I can't do this anymore, right? I was sick and tired of how I look, how I felt, and I decided, okay, cool, let me make a change, right? So what I did very simply was I hired a coach, right? So that's my immediate mental model, right? Hire a coach. I see, I know the stuff in the gym, but a coach keeps me accountable. A coach gives me direction, and I'm very good if I'm given direction. I'm accountable to somebody, right? So he gave me these two things, and I just followed the plan, right? And eventually I signed up for a competition as well, which was a physique competition. And to be honest, the whole goal of the competition was not to win or whatever. It was just like a goal, right? Like, hey dude, I paid money to sign up for this competition. I better show up in shape, right? I can't go there looking like a piece of, I can't be fat. I gotta be in shape.
Yeah.
So I signed up and I got to work, right? So this is something that I always tell clients, you need to have a goal, right? Like it doesn't need to be a competition, but it can be a photo shoot, right? Why not sign up for a competition, a photo shoot in 12 weeks time, pay whatever amount of money for a photo shoot, and hey, you've got to look good for that photo shoot.
Nice. So it's like you feel the pinch, right?
Absolutely,
and then there's
absolutely.
investment. Then you know that okay, I'm gonna get ROI, return on investment. Then you're gonna put in effort.
Absolutely.
Right? Oh,
So
wow.
same thing, right? So if you sign up for a marathon, for example, plenty of marathons sign up for. Then you gotta run, right? You sign up for 21 kilometers. You gotta train for it. You have something that you're working towards, right? So it's important to always have something that you're working towards. Just humans are just engineered that way,
Sure.
right? So if you do something without a goalpost, it's just going to be so much harder.
Yeah,
Right?
that's why we always say we want to have that goal in mind.
Absolutely.
Or like so that we can. Otherwise, we're just shooting blanks, right?
Absolutely,
Where
absolutely.
we're going.
It's
Yeah.
very important, and I apply this principle in every area of my life,
Oh.
right? I think it's very, very important. Like obviously, my businesses I have goals, right? Like okay, cool. What's our revenue targets? What's our profit targets, and everything? And why not do it in every area, right? Should you do it with your family? Should you do it with your kids? Your relationships, right? Like so, I apply that in every area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you have for maybe young entrepreneurs or people who are, having a roadblock at this moment?
Yes, I do. I do. This is a mantra that I keep in my mind every day. Execution is king.
Execution is key.
Implementation over information. We do not have a lack of information, we have a lack of application, a lack of implementation. Don't think so much, just do.
So thank you so much, Rash. You can follow Rash on Sixpack.
Six-pack investor.
Yeah, Sixpack Investor, and then you can join him and have your life transform. I do want to sign up for your course. That's
Sure,
why we're
sure.
going to be talking.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you for our next time to meet you.
Death has always been a certainty.
That's what I like about Angjolie.
It has to be a certainty. Endless topics that we can talk about.
Dying to meet you.
Welcome to my podcast.